Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead. So Jack isn't here. He will be later. But for today's meal, we need to kind of prep some stuff before we do it. So this is day one of cleaning out our freezer. So we had a corned beef that Jack had gotten from the food bank. So we're going to cook that up today. Let me bring you down here. And I am going to just put it in the pan, and then I'm going to put water in the bottom. And then it says to cook for 1 hour for each pound at 325. So this one was almost 3 pounds. So I will cook it for close to 3 hours. And the reason I brought you along, because we are going to actually slice it on my slicer today too. So I'm going to put this in the oven at 325 for about 2 3/4 hours. So I'll bring you back and show you the next thing I'm going to do to prep up for tonight. Now I've decided that potato salad would go good with today's dinner. So I'm going to, because I'm going to do quite a few, I'm actually going to use my chopper. So now with this chopper, you can make them really, really tiny pieces, because if you see, it's got the little ones. But if you cut them thicker like this, they'll actually make bigger pieces just perfect for potato salad. So I'm going to actually, instead of having to cut them up after they get done boiling, I'm going to chop them up now and let them boil that way. And then I can go right out the bottom. Then I have 6 eggs over there that will be boiling as well to go into the potato salad. So, you got 2 sneak peeks on what we're doing for today. We're going to do potato salad, and we'll be having corned beef. Wonder what we're making. You'll see later. I'll tell you one thing I really, really like about this little chopper is I chopped up all the onions that I'm going to need for it. And then I can go right to chopping my eggs with it. So I can use it for the potatoes, the eggs, the onion, everything. And I don't have to change choppers. I don't have to do it by hand. Nothing. I absolutely love this chopper. I bought an off-brand one, and you guys, it didn't last for crap. The top never went on it properly, and it just, yeah, it wasn't worth saving the $4. That's for darn sure. So I went back to the XOX, and because during canning season, you guys, it works so great because you know, everything spits out the back of it. So then I have all my eggs and my onions all mixed together right here. I just have to pour them into the bowl. So let me get these cooled down, and then I'll be back. Alright, so now I have the potatoes, the eggs, and the onions in here. I'm going to add my sweet relish. This will kill this jar. One more sweet relish in that jar. Whoops, and my dill hasn't been open yet, so let's open that one up. You guys, I bought a bunch of dill relish to recan, but I'm telling you, mine, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Just absolutely beautiful. So I will continue to make my own relish. I love it. Then I'm going to use a little bit of mustard. And actually the mustard is just for, it's just for a little bit of flavor and a little bit of color. And I'm going to put some salt and pepper in it. And I never used to add this, but then everybody says, oh, you should try it, you should try it. So now I've been putting in some celery seed. And it really does add a little bit of flavor to it. So put a little bit of that in there. Then we're going to add your mayonnaise, Miracle Whip, whatever you happen to use. That's what we're going to add next. Tom will be happy because Tom loves, loves, loves potato salad. He could live on it if you let him. And then we're going to get all that mixed together. And I'm using that pretty new bowl. I end up paying because they charge a surcharge when you do auction. And so it cost me $2.33 for this beautiful bowl. Absolutely love it. I like my plastic bowls. And Tom hates it when I get glass ones because it takes up more space. He's like, same way with my spoons. He's like, you need to get rid of some spoons and you need to get rid of some bowls. And I go, do you cook? And he's like, no. And I go, be quiet. He takes care of the dishes though, so I should be a little bit more, well, I'm nice about it, but you know what I mean. Like, you just have to take care of them. I get them out. I use them. He still loves me. You know, you guys, I was talking to Rhoda this morning, and yesterday, Tom was so tired, and he had some things to do, and he never did get everything done. And we went out to go get flowers. And, you know, he climbed up small hills and stuff, and he was just tired, you guys, and his hips were killing him. And I looked over at him, and I couldn't help but start to cry. I have, well, I'm sure you guys do too, but I have one of the best husbands in the world, and even though he was in pain and tired, he still kept his promise to me, and we went out and got that goldenrod. And, you know, I always thought before that I'd found my soulmate, you know, my ex-husband, whatever, you know what I mean? And you guys, I got a good one, and I think I got me my soulmate. So he, you know, he went out and he got that goldenrod, and we think about when he's going to retire because we want to get more into the natural stuff because we take a lot of medicine for our diabetes and stuff, and, you know, we'd like to get to a more natural alternative. So we're going to start doing some research, and I know Rhoda is too. And, you know, in case the big C, China, decides not to send us our medicine, we still have some ways to treat our ailments. So he goes, maybe I'll be able to do backflips once I get that goldenrod in me. But last night, you guys, I tell you, we're in Michigan, and it's really hard to come by because it's like September, August and September is when it's best. And we had a heck of a time finding any yesterday, but we did get a whole little garbage bag full. So it's on the dehydrator right now. All right, let's give it a test. You know, I've never been a potato salad fan until I started making my own. Yummy. So we will be back when I still got an hour and a half on the meat, and then we have to let it cool for a little bit, and we're going to get it sliced up. So we'll be back, and then you'll have to figure out what we're making. I'm kidding, we'll tell you. All right, I'll be back. I thought I'd bring you back long enough to show you something I'm doing for Tom's lunch. Have you ever seen those things that's got the cottage cheese and the fruit in them, and they're usually like $1.29? Well, they had them last week on sale at Meijer for $1. So I thought I'd try them. And I asked Tom, how'd you like them? And I go, he said good, but he says, I think you could do better. So I took peaches and put in the bottom of all these little cups. They're the half pints. And I'm actually going to put the cottage cheese on top of it. Because really, honestly, You don't get that much for $1. He said he likes anything that's refreshing because the shop is hot, you know, and so it's nice to have something cool and refreshing. So I thought, you know what? I think I can do a lot better job for less than $1 a piece. And I probably have enough that I could do for next week for work too. Thought I'd give him a break on the parfaits, and last week I did pudding. I did chocolate or banana pudding with bananas in it. He loved that. So I thought, you know, I'll try that this week. So I'm just going to put the lids on all of them. And put a ring on all of them. And then he'll take one a day for work. But I think that looks a whole lot better than the one that is $1.29 on sale for $1. And I think you get a lot more food. And his wife made it. So just thought I'd bring you back just to show you that, what I'm doing for his lunches this week. So I'll be back. All right, so now we have it. Hopefully we got enough sandwiches for everybody because that meat really shrinks up. So we're gonna slice this meat. You can take it out from behind, Jack. So we'll get all this sliced up and then we'll be back later. All right, you guys, guess who we got now?
Jack!
So if you haven't guessed, we're going to make Reuben sandwiches. Well, with all that whole thing that we did, there's maybe enough for 3 sandwiches there. So we thought, well, what could we use that's in the freezer? Because we didn't want to call and buy anything. So what we did, we have several of these salamis that were in the freezer. So Jack is going to make his Reubens, but with salami. So I think they'll be really good. Because this salami, actually, he'd gotten from the food bank in a great big long thing, and then we sliced it all like we did with the corned beef. So we've got our pans. Let me move you down and show you what we're doing. All right. So what we're going to do is we don't like the rye bread. So we're going to use white bread. And we're going to put butter on the bottom of every single one of them. Just on the 3. Go ahead, you got a fork or a knife and there's butter. Excuse me. Got out in that heat. You would think it was midsummer today, wouldn't you, Jack? It's hot as heck out there. I bet you it's close to 90 today.
Yeah, it might be like 85 or something today.
Was it? Crazy. So now we're going to take a piece of Swiss cheese and put that on each one of them. Now Jack, he bought the cheese slices, which is no big deal. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one in half and I'm going to do the bottom part. Alright, now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put that meat on there. And I did have some that I just had to slice up.
Yeah, put the butter like this.
Only on 4 of them.
That's what I'm doing. Put it like that.
Yes, on the bottom, yeah. Might be able to make Tom a sandwich, but on regular bread. Our thing was
Now, mine, I put this on first.
the cheese.
Oh, the cheese first, okay.
Yep. So we're going to make it a nice thick sandwich. You make it as thick as you want to, Jack. All Alright guys, hold on 1 second. I want to get a regular piece of bread because we don't have any more of this. Hold on. Alrighty, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take sauerkraut and put that on the top. And sauerkraut you can freeze. This is actually when we made sandwiches a while back. That's the sauerkraut we used. You're going to want a little bit more sauerkraut than that, Jack, because it's the point of the ting to your sandwich. Alrighty, how's that look? Looks delicious so far, doesn't it? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put cheese on it again and push it down just a little bit. I heard that, Jack.
What?
I heard you burp.
You weren't supposed to hear that.
I heard it. That's okay. Wanted to say my son passed his one test today. He's only got one more to go. He was really, really proud of himself, so I'm really, really happy for him. Now we're going to put that last piece of bread, toasted, on top of each one of these pieces of bread, or each sandwich. I seen that, Jack.
What?
You're supposed to be getting your sandwiches ready.
Well, there was one piece of cheese left over.
Oh, okay. I see. Now you got to butter.
No, I got that. I put my knife.
Here, you can use mine. Now what you're going to do after these are all done, you want to put them in the oven, and both sides should be toasted in about 10 minutes. So we'll be back then. Guess what we forgot? Whoa.
All that.
We forgot Thousand Island dressing. Oops. That probably wouldn't have been better under the cheese, but that's okay. I'm like, I feel like I missed something. And I did. Alrighty. And if you make a mess, that's okay. You have something underneath of it. So now they're ready to go into the oven. Alrighty, so they are ready. Before I do that, I want to thank someone. That's all it said, is someone that didn't give me a name. They sent me more of my little containers, storage containers. I absolutely love these. These are wonderful for Tom's lunch and for really small things that we store. So, I'm going to bring you down here. And Jack's going to cut his own. Oh, that sounds nice and crispy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. So cut it just like that, Jack. Grab the bottom. We are getting him Kevlar gloves. They should be here in a couple of days. Just go. See, now you're tearing it apart. Just go right down. There you go. Did you get it all?
I'm trying.
You'll learn, Jack, and a couple mangled sandwiches, and then you'll have it right, you know?
Yeah, one's mangled.
Guess what? It'll be mangled in your belly, too. Alright, so we're going to do a taste test.
I'll try one.
This is actually Bobby's favorite sandwich.
Oh, it is?
Mm.
Okay. I gotta get some stuff on it because everything else went off.
Mm. Other than being really hot. Mm. That is really good.
Get back on there. I told you I mangled it. There's nothing there.
You'll learn, Jack.
That's awesome.
Even with the sauerkraut?
Yeah. Now, I never, ever liked sauerkraut.
But you're learning, aren't you?
Yeah.
See, he didn't used to like onions. He didn't used to like a lot of things. And actually, with him cooking with them now, you've learned to like them, haven't you?
Yeah. I didn't even like carrots.
You know, I had a 3-bite rule with my kids. You got to try 3 bites of everything. And then if you don't like it, you don't have to eat it. But they never found anything they didn't like. So let's stretch out our boundaries a little bit. So this is the end, the first day of our freezer week. Tomorrow we'll have 4 days of freezer week. But I will tell you, when we do pantry week next week, it's also going to bring stuff out of the freezer and the pantry. So hopefully we don't have to buy anything. We did forget to get Swiss cheese, so that's the one thing we did have to buy this week. So, you guys, I will be back when Tom gets here and he can taste test it.
Bye.
And we'll see you in a little bit, guys. Well, hi, Tom.
Hi.
So, dinner tonight. Look at that.
Reuben.
It's a Reuben.
Eat your heart out, Robert.
Nice and toasty from the oven, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Good.
Even though you don't like sauerkraut.
Yeah.
You got one for work tomorrow.
That little barrel slivered up, ain't it?
Yeah. Now you have to clean it up, though, because I don't know how. You can try your potato salad. When you can put down your sandwich. And I have chips over here, too. And I have a big bowl of that to go to work tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Not gonna share that with Jason.
You only have one sandwich, too, so you might not want to share that with him either. You like your tater salad?
Mm-hmm.
So, today is the first day of cleaning our freezer out. We took that meat out, and then because there wasn't going to be enough, then Jack took another 2 packets of meat out. So there's 2 things out of the freezer. And I'll give you guys a hint. Tomorrow it is chicken that we're taking out of the freezer.
Chicken?
Yep, something to do with chicken. That's all I'm going to tell you. So you guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and bye, Tom.
Bye, Tom.
Bye, guys.